Well, hello, and welcome to the new year. This is Jonathan Jewel Design, and today we are going to do some craft and chat. We are going to simply continue to work on the Holly Tree journal card kit and my little mini page pocket, journal card page pocket journal. We need to fill in some of these pockets, so I figured we would work on a little decor piece, and we do some stamping on some material, and just sort of see if we can get a few pieces designed, in 45 minutes or so, and just start filling in what this journal could hold, and go from there. So hopefully, if you watched me throughout the end of the new year and my reels and some shorts, I did show this off yesterday, I believe, in here on YouTube, but I put together this cute little sort of tab scrap journal card. So you can take an index card. I trimmed it down a little bit. We put a little bit of some of the scraps from both the cover and from all the tabs, and we made this cute little journal card. So that was in the reels, in my Instagram reel, and that was in yesterday's YouTube shorts. So we're going to try to keep a few more shorts maybe throughout the year. We'll see as things are being done how they do. Sometimes YouTube's do really well, the shorts, and sometimes the reels do well on Instagram. So, we're just going to change it up. So, today, I'm so sorry. Hold on a second. Choking on my own saliva there. All right. So, we've got all the pages in place. Last week, you saw the tutorial of how to maybe hide a tabbed journal tabs. My attempt at this, of course. I think you can glue any two pieces of paper together, any pieces of ephemera together. You can hide the tabs by creating that little piece of paper that's an insert, right? You put the tabs onto the insert page, and then you tip in your ephemera. So tipping in means you are gluing, something a little larger onto a thick, skinny piece of paper, and in this case, it actually hides our tab work. I love it in the spine, even though if it's off. I love it on the outside. On the outside here for sort of a rustic blended in feel, but I didn't want to see it in all the pages because I didn't want to cover up potentially any pretty graphics on the journal cards. And since it's so small, I didn't want to have a chance of my tabs taking up too much space. Plus, it helped reinforce the pages by having a piece of paper to glue onto, the journal cards to glue onto each other, so on and so forth. So, there was a quick reel and a short showing me finishing off a nice little assembly line of those inserts. And then now we've got these all beautifully, glued into place. So our cover's on. The cover's a little loose. I did have one little mishap. I got really tight on the bottom and somehow it moved, and I'm a little loose on the top. A little bit of a bummer there, right? But that's okay. It's not perfect. Handmade items are perfectly imperfect, and that's what makes them special and unique because they're not perfect. So I do have 3 spots where I have a nice little indent, little thumb notch, and we have that journal card. We have a lovely little heavily coffee dyed, yummy, mini file folder, just a half of one, and I folded it up instead of cutting it off to make a pocket. Did a little work on the top so it fits in here nice and neat, and there's a little bit of decor. It was snow. Since there's a lot of trees and greenery, I figured it had to be a pond somewhere, so a frozen pond. So we put on some ice skates, and that is from my Porch Prince fussy cut kit. She just recently put out. So, since I made a bunch of stickers and things for my journals, I figured I had some extra fussy cuts there. And then near the back here, I have one more. So I figured 3 of them that had something a little heavier, a little unusual, would go in these pockets. And that's what we're sort of working on today. Amy at Crafty Cat and Journal Me Crazy, Kandace, both were folding up a lot of pages and a lot of papers these days, either book pages, cookbook pages. Kandace had the larger, 9 by 11 cookbook recipe pages, and she was making sort of a faux envelope paged, tuck. This is definitely rougher. It's a tinier piece of paper because we need small things. Book page. I roughly let the pages rip themselves so that we can tuck 3 things into it. You can sort of see a little bit it's got a little rough here, but it gives you sort of that thumb notch feel. I made a little thumb notch on this little one because I want to make sure we can see it, but then you just fold it down. And we're going to put a tab tuck piece here, pretty big, so we can see it sticking out. But it also helps close it. We'll use, like she suggested, the if it's not too big. The Velcro pieces. Now this is a lot thinner paper, so we have to be careful that maybe this may not hold. So we'll see. I think we can put some paper on the outside here. I think we can reinforce the front a little bit with some paper, maybe too. Ooh, or fabric. Ooh, we can do some fabric. We're going to have some fun with this. Okay, so I think, because we have to keep it thin still, we can't do too much. I think we'll put a little bit of fabric across the front to help reinforce it, so I can put a Velcro piece down. We are going to stamp up another piece of the canvas to make a cute little long sort of journal card piece. Now, this isn't really writable, but I could glue some paper that we have, some coffee dyed, eco-dyed paper. I have some green stuff. We can put some paper on the backside. We're going to stamp a pattern across the front and make a cute little insert into this thing. And then we're also going to do our larger tuck circle oval piece here to keep it closed. So there we go. How's that? So I have some stamps out here. I've got my inks and my distress. I got green, I have gold, I have red. We have, of course, the vintage there. So we have some things to play with today. And then I had this one, Tim Holtz, had it for a year or two. It is a vellum. And I think we're going to cut it, maybe we'll just cut it in half and make them squares, and we will insert them into 2 of these pockets since they are a lake and greenery, very similar to the feel of these just journal. So it's finding a few eclectic things to put in here that weren't from the kit or resizing the kit too many times over. So there we go. That's what we're going to try to do today. Yay! We're going to do some fun things, and it's just using the materials that we have around us and the scraps that we have around us. So it doesn't have to be a journal kit, or I think, in the new year here, I'm really pushing for a lot of, okay, I don't think I can do this anymore. All right, guys, I don't know how long you guys keep your pads, but there's a point where I just can't do it anymore. And I know we have all this yummy, we have all that yummy ink in there, and I feel like, maybe I could borrow it for a second. I just feel like it's getting really, really bad. So let's see if I can get any, I don't know if we can. Let's see. Hold on. I got to find leftover paper here somewhere. Like, I feel like I have a little bit of room left in here, and I hate to use it, but like, you get all that ink, and you get really used to all the ink. And am I even on camera? No, I'm not. You get used to being, all the ink that's on here, right? We love how much ink is on here, and it makes it really easy, but pretty soon it's shredding everywhere. It is so all over the board, and it's not doing well. And I'm like, So we're going to try to rub the last of the ink on this thing on the fabric, because the edges are very light, and they will blend sort of right into the paper. It is just an old book that I'm using. Not even an old book. It's definitely a new overprinted book that's, you found at Dollar Tree, and so I just use it because it's such tiny print. And I love the fact that it's, tiny print and it gives a different feel than a standard book page would feel when using it. But okay, so we have a little bit of that. I'm just like, I hate to waste it, but yeah, it's done. I'm so done. I'm like, nope, it's so done. I got, they're Rangers, and I think I got them. I do a lot of my things on Amazon. I know it's really bad. I don't know how many stores I'm not helping, but sometimes there are stores within the Amazon pages. So there's a Ranger store, there's a whatever store. I try to use it, but I just like knowing I can sort of gauge the time frame of when something's going to show up. A lot of things I get really spoiled with the idea of not getting them right away. I'm terrible. I'm bad. Alright, so we are going to, let's see, I'm distressing it here. But how is everyone? We are in the new year. I can't believe it, 2024. I am pre-recording this a little bit, so I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Christmas went quietly, smoothly. Had family down when my cousins came down for quite a few hours, chatting, having lunch. She saw her aunt, my mom. We had the same, our mothers are sisters, and so we got to chat and talk. And one of her friends just finished schooling in the same field or similar field that my daughter wants to go into, my youngest. So we got to talk to her a little bit to get a feel for what it could take. It maybe doesn't have to be as strenuous as we think. But for both of them, my cousin and her friend, they, went into the similar fields and branches of it. And so she got to talk to her, even though she's only 12, she's definitely young. She sort of has an idea of what she wants to do. So, we always want to encourage that, and we want to make sure she understands what she's looking into, so that when she's prepping herself, she knows what she wants to get into. So I'm going to try it. I always want to rip it in the direction we can't rip it in. Oh, there we go. Use my muscles. Use the muscles. And I don't even know. Is that enough? Did I do it right? Not bad. So it's another sort of ripple in the effect of what I'm trying to do here. So it's a really great little project for these faux things. I will link it down below. I have no problem sharing the credit of what I did since I'm not really doing a tutorial. And I went to go try it, and the page came out well enough that I was like, I don't know if I want to redo it. Because then I have multitudes, and I'm like, no, I don't want multitudes. But yeah, she shows you how to fold it and where to tear it and what to do with it to make it what you see today. And this one's really rough, so I definitely would want to go show what she did. And these are great for full-size journals when you want to do, something else going on. You want to make a nice little faux pocket to put in a journal that holds more things, or if you want to give them away as happy mail or, thank yous. These actually would make really cute, faux pockets, or a faux envelope with pockets in it to put really cute, simple ephemera in. These would make really great happy mail, thank you, ordeals. Alright, so we're going to do that. So I know I need to rip it somewhat up here. And now I know why we always cut first, because, But yeah, no, so it was a good time. But it put me behind schedule last week. As you saw, I don't know if you watched my Friday video. I was behind schedule, so you guys got a noon video instead of a midnight video. That's fine. It's all good, right? Friday's still Friday, even if it is noon and not, So hopefully people, they got to watch it when they needed to watch it, and that's all that matters. The nice thing is this is getting I might flip this upside down. I'm sort of liking it better. Maybe not. I don't know. It's up higher. It's sort of in this place. Yeah, okay. Oh, we'll just keep, what did I do with it? We'll just keep working at it. But I am just, inking very much because this kit it already had a nice old world feel. I am maybe grunging it up a little bit more with all the ink. And not intentionally. I'm just really I'm really enhancing the edges that she has already. In the journal cards. So, that's all it is. Alright, so I was smart. I made sure to leave my ordeal here on its side. I have stuff coming, but, it's not here in time to do the videos. But yeah, I definitely needed to order new stuff. So, the New Year order was made. So, in a day or so, I'll have all the things I need. More of the fabric tack. I'll have a couple things. Fabric tack, pens, whiteouts. Things I need mostly for half of it actually was for happy planners, which is my journaling, my plan journaling, because I do need to keep track of everything for the business. I need to make sure the kids are organized, make sure I'm organized. I remind myself of some self-care while I'm working on stuff. But yeah, today, not a whole lot going on. I know, we are just decorating a cute little page pocket, thing that we're going to stuff in here. And, I wish there was more going on. I don't know. We saw friends this weekend. More, see, my cousin was on Thursday. We went and saw one of my best friends, Mary. She's the goddaughter to my kids, and we always hope then we can get the third of that group, over too with all her kids. So yeah, we've been quite a few of them all together, and so had a few hours there to catch up, and I get to see Mary, my BFF their godmother, a couple times a year sometimes because she works with the school. So she has a school schedule, which is great. That's, should have. Okay, so that should help reinforce this a little bit more, where it won't be so flimsy. It is a thinner paper. It's great when I fold it up, but maybe not so much when we don't. No, there's my dots. Okay, I'm looking for my dots. So, I got a number of them. So I liked her idea. So it just means we make sure that it's going to be a tab. It's also going to be, probably a good 2-inch, I guess. Good way to definitely, and I am doing it off-centered. I know it doesn't seem like a smart thing to do, but I am off-centering it so that it sort of fits in line with the little thumb notch hole. So we can see that tabbed item, just like we have here, where, this is sticking out on this end. And, you can grab it. It's a tab, it's a grab. And even the card is just a little bit, it probably fits down nicely, but because of on both sides, there's just this little bit of a lip, and I'm using it to our advantage in the card, right? So everything else is going to be pretty much tucked inside pretty well. So I figured that in this case, where we can get the opportunity, we can sort of create page tabs and yummy things like that. We're going to put lace on pages. It's going to help maybe a little bit with some in and outs. things like that. So I was thinking we sort of need an oval, really. And I'm trying to figure out where I can get the most, I don't know, creativity dimension something from it. And the hard part is getting an oval, which I don't, better draw it, I guess. Because I'm like, I don't have anything oval shaped to even start the process. So we're going to eyeball it. I'm like, so we're going to eyeball our oval here. Yay. I don't even know if I'm in camera. I'm barely. Okay. I feel like everything is sort of in my way. And so, no, okay, I'm doing okay. All right. So we know that we have as low as here and up into here. So it's quite the oval shape, right? Art classes. Oh, right. The nice thing is I'm doing on the back side, so I can cut this however I want. The only thing I am thinking about is that this fabric tab is not going to be very, it's a canvas, but it's going to be flimsy if we get too high up. So if I get it here on the bottom to the top, that is really too high up. And I'm almost wondering if I need to glue this to a piece of cardstock so that it is, ooh, I have an idea then, onto cardstock so that it has a little bit more weight to it so that it doesn't also rip off. So we are going to try, to make an oval-ish with the round, with this part. I know, not really. I'm like, not really, but we're going to try. I guess I could have used that the way it was, but I will. We're going to try to sort of make an oval. A little wider here on the top because it is going to be our tabby area. But then we're going to trace around this to make another circle. And we're going to distress it. And we're going to... So now I still have... more strips. Jeez. Got a lot of jaggedy little cute strippy things. I can't help myself. I love keeping these things. Because if you saw, it was on the front cover. I use them in weird places. So it's not like they don't go to waste. I have a problem. I need a AA meeting for, I need an AA, meeting place for that. Like, I have issues. I really do. Scraps and things. Oh my goodness. Okay, now, if I have some cardstock over here, which I think I do. I'm lately keeping quite a few scraps. And that's paper. And I do have a piece of cardstock over here. Okay. And it's sort of weird. So, it's okay. That was for one of our pages. I was trying to remember what to do. So, we can do a little erasing. Let's not waste anything, right? We're not going to see it except for the back side, and I'm going to stress that anyway. Everywhere to Sunday, we are going to cover where we need to cover, distress where we need to distress. And let's see if we can sort of do a reinforced tab envelope seal. Alright, now she did on her things because they were bigger, she did sew around all of this, and this is really thin and I don't want to sew it. Now the back is very much aware of what's going on, isn't it? Well, we're going to have some left over of this. And so maybe we'll put some on the back in the middle, and we're going to put some inside as like I said, we're going to put the paper on it. So we will find a few different ways to Sunday to do this. So one, we're going to distress this side in all its glory. So whatever we're going to let a little bit of it show. We're going to make a little bit of a frame around this. And then of course we have the other side, but I think we'll just do a light over the edges here in case it shows. And of course we'll distress around it. So let's get up here. Let's glue it down. And let's see what we can do. Oh, it's 3 o'clock already. Yay. Well, I don't want to keep doing that. Yes, 3 o'clock. I have my alarms at 3 so that I remember to... How about I just forgot? So I remember to track certain things. I'm trying to be very consistent with videos up at midnight, usually. And reels and shorts maybe at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was working before. We'll see with the new year if that continues to still work for me. You guys seem to, on the West Coast, take a break. But definitely on the East Coast, you guys are getting into evening and dinner time. And so you're sort of checking in again on your... you're trying to check in again with your social medias as you're coming off work. And so, you seem to like to look at stuff at that time. So it seems to be working. So we'll keep up to the midnight and 3 o'clock slots. And then anything in between is fun, random ordeals. And not too shabby. Not too shabby. I'm like, this is why we do hole punches, because we don't like doing circles. But I think that all in all, for a little makeshift you know, coin latch type of, you know, purse latch, envelope closure, that's what we're looking for. It's not too shabby. And we are just using up the scraps that are around us so that we are, you know, making new things, making new layers. We don't have to have a full, you know, journal kit to do every little thing. Sometimes what we have left over from a journal card or journal kit is all we need. You know, it's putting all the scraps to good use. So, now, really, it only needs to go... Now, how do we do this? We have it glued onto this, but we also glue it onto that, huh? So we got to do both. We want to make sure that it is not sticking up too much, but not sticking down too much. So there's that. And then if we undo it, we want to make sure that it's glued to this. Okay, so while it's still attached, which I probably shouldn't have undone it, we want to make sure it is, there we go, let's do that. That it is glued to this up here. All right. Oh, that was fun. But just using new, you know, just using what we have in front of us. Oh gosh, it's starting to get windy outside. Yes, we are getting finally another storm coming in. The last storm was wet, but it wasn't anything crazy, which I'm glad. We don't need to be flooding anywhere. But yeah, got another storm over the weekend, and it was hit and miss. You know, it came in, but it didn't. It was that, but it wasn't. You know what? And I want to do. Let's test this out a little bit. We're gonna put something in it, so let's do a little test run of some stuff. My gold's working like it's supposed to. Oh, sort of. Maybe go over it. There we go. Okay. We're going to do a little... I shouldn't do that. I know better. There we go. There we go. We have a little patch of stuff in there, and I got to be careful not to use the same stamp too much. I got to wipe it down more so we don't mix colors. Especially on an oxide and stuff. We don't want it to do anything weird. I want to see my gold sort of works. Which I could wipe off and see if I can get more gold. We're going to be doing a lot of that, so let's see what we can do. I know the other day the gold wasn't working the way I wanted it to, and it's still really not. I think it's hard when it's on. Yeah, it's in the background. It's really not. Just stamp the gold over everything to make it all shiny, maybe. There we go. I don't know. I'm like, maybe. Okay, I'm going to get a wet wipe. All right, so we got a little corner. We have that. So now when I open it up, it's attached to that. Yay. It still opens easily. Okay. So we have our little dat. And so when we put it in here, it should help a little bit. It's still going to get caught a little bit. You always have to keep an eye on that. But it's a flap, you know. I'm going to put it in here. And now we can let it drop in a little bit ways because we have something to grab a hold of it and not lose it in the bottom or the middle of this pouch and forget about it, right? Yay. Ooh, stuff coming up. So let's get some more. As much as I would have liked my fabric tack to work, mine is getting temperamental. That's me. That has nothing to do with the fabric tack. Fabric tack is not having issues. It's having issues, but I don't think it's not the fabric tack's fault. It's not the fabric tack's fault. Okay. I know, now I want a fussy cut tree smack in the middle of this. And that I do not have right now. Alright, well, I may find it later before I make it into salad. Okay, we have this little oval thing going, and now let's do some work on our ordeal here. We do have some papers over here that we're going to be folding up, but I don't need all of it. And so I think we're going to do a little bit of work here. Let's just see how big of a spot, maybe this way, how wide, how big we want. We don't want to get too tall. I just want a little something to tuck into this first pocket to give it some more oomph and allow us the ability to, you know, put more stuff in it later. Now, because this side is folded, it doesn't need much. And I just started off quickly the other day with just a glue stick. So now as I'm working on it, I can go back and fill in gaps where I need, you know, actual glue to keep it intact and where I need it to go. But as a placeholder, as we were working on it, it worked really well. Okay, now, okay, so, well, the thinner side, because I want to do that back side on it. I don't really think we have it, just about, so maybe I'll just fold it in half, so I can go middle back of it, and I can also do the, I can do both. I can do my card, and I can do the back of this if I want to. So if we want to the back of this a little bit and give us a little bit more stability on the back of the card, I can use that same paper we put on the inside and, you know, skew it and make it a little bit more pretty. So I'm definitely giving some weight to this because it is a lighter paper. Kandace had a really heavy, glossy magazine recipe cookbook paper that that I'm not using, and so she didn't have to really back it with anything. She didn't have to, reinforce it. But I am, like I said, trying to make a few pockets here a little more substantial, with something a little funner in it than not just, we're not just putting, papers or base index journal cards or whatever. So yeah, our index cards are pretty much the right size, not verbatim, but pretty close as a journal card. So I'm loving that. Okay, so we are going to cover this up. I don't need all of this. I need some of this, but I don't need all of it. But between the two, we've got quite a few inserts that we can make. So I'm going to, where is my, we'll keep to that look. Yeah, let's, I'm going to distress this in the corners here with the green. Hold on. Sorry. With what I need, because I'm not going to glue it. We're going to have it, edged, I guess is the right word, but enough to get where I need. I want to be able to sort of see the white canvas. I want to be a perfect cover. It makes it really hard to glue down sometimes. I guess we can go down a little ways here. I don't know which way I was going with this, but I'll look at my, it's okay to wipe off the extra glue. Okay, I was like, oh my god, way too much, but let's see what we got going here. Let's see if we can off-put, but not perfect. That's what we're doing with everything else. Go in, wipe off a bunch of glue, and then try to cut off inside, inside the square. So we have that border again. We still get to keep that bordered look, because I did not, do a lot to measure. We're just going along, but I do need to ink those edges before I glue them down. So we're going to pull up a little bit. This is not in any way a great way to do this. This is my haphazard brain and how I do it. I'm like, I guess I could have folded it. I do like Tina's Shabby Dabby Doo does way, folding it where you need it to be, and then, you just sort of fold and tear. And that, sort of, if you don't feel like measuring every little thing, her measure with folds and tear technique is definitely one of my favorites. I'm like, I love it. I'm like, I do love it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to measure. I don't want to measure and cut perfectly. And so, yeah, I do love her. We'll just fold it where we think we need it, and then, which lets you, and if you keep folding it, it lets you tear it easier, and it gives a nice little edge. And yeah, so there's more than one way to do it, but I am not doing that today, apparently. I am doing a haphazard way. That's okay. It works for me too. Then we can go back and do a little bit extra distressing so that, we still have a writing space here, because you really can't write on this canvas. You need a little bit of work, a little bit of help there. I feel like okay. And then on this side, we are going to stamp. We are going to have a nice fun time, and we're going to stamp some stars, if I can get it to stamp. I don't want it super obvious. I want it just obvious enough, but not super obvious. Let's see, we'll do that. I have red. Let's do the red blotches, like if they're berries. I'm like, I have an idea. We're going to go, we're going to sort of fit the same feel. Not as, there we go. Let's see. And then, let's not do that so we don't get it over. And we'll use the green. Where did the green go? For our trees. We're going to definitely get some on and off pieces here. That's the fun thing about patterns. Gotta make sure things go off the page, otherwise, it's too perfect, right? We're gonna do some lighter splotches over the green. Oh, well, isn't that just adorable? Oh, I'm so glad I found those. I was a little afraid that we might get too up. What's the word? I mean, there is a screen in the red in here. It's definitely hidden. There is a blueness to the journal kit, but I think when we have little guys like this where we can, you know, do something like this, which I may still put a word or something on here as we get going, but right now we have a nice little stamped canvas pattern. We have paper on the back so it can be written on. We're going to put it in the first little pocket right here. We have that pocket reinforced on the, oh, why doesn't that surprise me? Me and my inability. Oh, I'm going to have to cut it. Okay, what, that side was a little less, me and my inability to, that's alright, glue in a very straight line to make the pocket bigger is, you know, gonna come back and bite me. That's okay. I'm not making this in any way that's so perfect that we can't, you know, trim. Alright, I sort of have it upright. I did not do it, you know, what's the word? Multi-directional, and that's okay. Oh, there we go. See? Now you can't quite see the indent in the back, and that's okay. We don't need to see the perfection of the next pocket. But, you know, we put something back here, and we put something back here, and look at that. You know, we keep adding to it. Cute. All right, so we want to do the same thing with this one for the backing. But maybe we can make it a little bit different. Let's see what else we can do. I'm thinking, I have a thought. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, but what are we doing for the new year? Like, what are your goals, words? Do you have a word for the year? Or did you pick a word? I have not picked a word yet. I'm a little behind there. In that sense, yes, I am behind. I did not pick a word yet. I still feel like I think it's new adventures. It's, you know, new. I don't know. It's like, I need to reuse, I need to restash, I need to not hoard anything. I need to make sure that I'm growing. I'm making sure that, you know, I'm trying new things, or that I'm, you know, giving myself a chance to regroup, regrow, rebuild. So we're going to go a little heavier on the random tree mesh here. Really heavily get the greenery going. And sometimes when you do this, then you get to get all the ink off your thing. Let's do that. Then we're sort of going to repeat it, but we're going to go a little different, maybe a little heavier on the decor. Like, I wanted a little bit more papery, light. But here I'm going to go, maybe by doing this is a little bit more berry and evergreen branches than it is like, you know, tree. Yeah, I don't know if I've picked a word yet. I don't know. I need to sort of lay out my goals and for the month and see, you know, come next week when I get a moment. During this week, yeah, because remember I'm ahead of game. During the week that you're seeing this, I am trying to start, you know, when we have downtime without, when the kids in between our appointments, I need to start looking at my monthly goals and try to see what I want to try to accomplish, definitely. And, you know, each month for the year, next 10 months before they get back to school, the new year, what I want to accomplish. The only thing, they did a lot of red and green, and then I've got this very tealy color. So, yeah, I think I need to find one of her definitely greener based, you know, trees. And I think I need to clip it, make it smaller, cut it out, and put it on that oval something. I need a little bit more greenish red. I'm like, oh, oops. I went like this one. I do love this one. I love this one. So maybe I'll try to, I don't know, do it and cut it out in some way and put it on there. I don't know. This is very teal and everything else is very red and green. But that's okay. You work with what you have, you know. I don't really have any blue ink, so we are just going to utilize what we have and make the most of it. And I guess I could do it, I could do a lighter piece of paper in there. Maybe I'm doing that elsewhere. I don't know. I feel weird. It's one thing to put as an insert, but now I'm feeling weird about putting it on the back. I love it, and it may very well just go in my stash of things. I hate to put those on the back. That may be too heavy, and they're not quite wide enough. I don't really have enough. I cut down the fabric, so that didn't quite work. I could do another piece of paper, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it, and we'll just see what else. What else as we're creating the rest of stuff. I see what feels good to put in here in the next two pockets, and then maybe that'll help me decide how I want to go about. Yeah, I know I need to reinforce that, so maybe it needs to be plain paper. It needs to be. One sec, I have it. Oh, I have that too, huh? But I don't know if that's gonna really enforce it. I mean, I have some of my favorite. I have other stuff, but it's really not any thicker. It would just be another layer, and I can't guarantee it's really gonna reinforce the whole pocket. Though with it sewn, it doesn't feel as light. But we don't want it to be anything that's gonna, you know, pop through. So I do have not inked. I have tea-dyed paper towels that I love using. And I could put that on the back, but it wouldn't make the pocket writable in the back, which could be, except for the little dot right here. I don't want to spend too much more time. I don't. I'll think about it. How's that? I'll think about it and I'll let you know. Once I might just put some scrap tea-dyed paper on the back of that one, and you know, to block out some of the writing, because we don't need to see every last bit of it, but we want to have something fun and fancy. So there you go. Any kind of book page can be folded in half and folded up and torn in a couple different spots, and you can get multiple pocketed, you know, envelopes to put little bits of ephemera in. So close it up however you see fit, whether it's a little notch of string, two little holes that you tie. It can be the Velcro, could be magnets, whatever your paper will allow. Will allow you to, of course, seal the, you know, create a closure for your faux pocket there. So there we go. We have another, you know, tabbed issue, which I love. I love that we have tabs and things sticking out, and it makes it all lovely and warm. So how are we doing? We are at, oh my gosh, are we really? No. Oh, 37 minutes. Not too bad. The only other thing I was thinking, so what I was going to do with these guys pretty simply was cut these down maybe into thirds and then fold them 2 to 3 ways to halfway, but maybe in half to tuck them in so you have a full page, or just simply put in the piece of paper. I was hoping to get a little bit more out of it, but 4 of them is not a bad thing. We'll have a little less on the green side, but that's okay. I'm wondering if we'll just do 4 of them. I just don't know if they're going to be smaller than the book. See, they're not going to be smaller then because these are tight. So, of course, now I've put folds in it. Maybe we'll go in thirds. And then, yeah, let's just do that. We'll go thirds. Make them a little thinner. And then we're going to have to, and then in half. Yeah, thirds and in half. A little more square so they fit inside the rectangle. Because, yes, we definitely, even though I tried really, really hard to glue them on the edges, I didn't want to try to push too hard to make sure I went all the way to the edges when I opened them up and pop out the edges where the tabs are. When I went to go do my little, like, put something in here to open it up, I wanted to make sure that I didn't pop this seam down here right away. So we're trying to keep an eye on that. So we'll do thirds. We'll turn them into 6s, which is smaller than the quarter page upright, and that definitely makes it doable. And then we get to fold all this enough times to where we can rip it, distress it, and we've got some nice little pieces of paper to you know, write on. Because when you do journal card, that's all right. When you do journal card pages, they're not writable unless you happen to have like my insulated backed ones. You could have cut those in half, and you could put the plain or the well, I guess you could have done insulated backed, and just how you would, I guess how, yeah, you could have tabbed them in the normal way, and then you would have had that opening within the card. Think about that. I'll show you guys later, but yeah. Basically, back when you fold them in half, you would have automatically had 3 sides open, glued top and bottom, leave one open, and you would have tabbed where you could see the tabs. You could have tabbed in those insulated back journal cards by not sealing them and just seeing all the tabs. So it's another thought. I know, totally confused you without visuals. Sorry, guys, but you know my insulated back journal cards, and you know, there is a way to utilize those and still make pockets out of them, but not quite the way I used it. So it's all right. But there are ways to make the backing of these journal cards usable and tab in different ways. And so there we go. We have 6 now. Lovely pieces. There we go. One a little wide, and that's okay. I don't know if I'll try to clear that up because that might bug me. Don't know. Let's see if we can. There are some pages right in folded, but I mean, I could ink them as if they were an old document, and you know, make it obvious. But that may make it a little hard to write on, so we don't want to do that. Is whoever gets this journal decides to, you know, enhance the pages a little more, and make them write on them and fold them and distress them to where they look like an old document. You know, that is totally up to you. And that is the joy of, you know, giving you guys some room and some, you need to have some play in your own journal that when you buy something, you can, you know, customize it and make it yours and make it as vintage or as not vintage as you like. So, all right. I don't know what else, I mean, I don't know what else to do for you guys today. I don't want to go take too long and get into anything odd, but I think the next thing would be, we'll do a day of decorating index cards. I did do some tea-dyed index cards. They're very white. Tea-dyed them, splattered them a little bit, and I think that the one side has lines on it, which makes it fun to write on. We will decorate little corners. I have scraps of textured paper towels that are, you know, splattered with that tea-dyed from leftover tea-dye, the excess tea-dye when they were drying. We have that going on, which is sort of cool. So I think we'll do that. I have some embossed 3D embossed paper that were for test runs, so we can like do a little inking on those and layer that up in the corner. So yeah, we'll do a little index card, you know, decorating that isn't too much because we don't want this to get too thick or too bulky or not be able to get the cards in and out. But we can't just have plain, you know, plain everything. We have to have a few decorated items throughout the kit. So I think we'll do that next week. I don't know about Friday this week. I haven't really come up with a fun idea yet. Since December dailies are now done, we're in the new year, so no more December daily. I have to think of another, you know, cute project that either goes with the snowflake journal or continues on with this one. So I don't know if we'll bounce into decorating right away with this journal. I do want to get it done though soon. So someone may be able to enjoy it for the year or buy it and pack it away for their following year as a pretty little treat to themselves that they go, oh, and they, you know, open up the Christmas presents and their Christmas decor next year. They go, oh, that's right, I have these type of deal, right? So, yeah, I don't know. We'll think of something, but I think we're gonna do some. You see me? I can't help it. We're gonna do a little something here. We're gonna have some page ordeals here because, you know, we have to have something on the corners. We can't have them completely empty. Here, we'll do a swap. We'll have those in the cute corners, and we'll have, there we go. Whoops, almost. That one didn't quite make it. There we go. We'll do some stars and some stars and stripes. That's what it feels like. Oh my gosh, isn't that funny? Let's do a little something. And it may be completely upside down. No, I actually made it. Okay, there we go. Some quickies where we can just stuff every so many pages. By chance? No, of course that one. No, not all. I was like, darn it, it would be great if we could sort of see the stamp on one of the pages because everything should be sticking out, right? But some of these pages that we are playing with, did want to put lace on them. So I think we'll do some laces and index cards maybe in a couple, you know, in next week or maybe the end of this week. We'll see. I haven't decided. I really haven't. I do not know, like, what I want to do here for Friday. I don't have a Friday idea. I know I need to come up with something. I don't want to get too, like, Friday is this, Saturday is that. You know, I don't want to do any of that. But we do need some ideas. We do need to come up with some new projects and some new ideas. So I didn't do that. Oh, there we go. I'm not going to do any of them. Do I have any outer corners? You might see when it's tucked in, and I'm really not paying attention. I'm just grabbing every so many. And we'll have some green pages to go in here, too. That one's sort of cool because it sticks out. I'm not really tucking them in too far. So they may stick out a little bit. It's good that you can see them so you know that there's something in each page. And we may have a few empty pockets in the end so that you guys can, you know, whoever gets it has a personal amount of, I don't really have a problem. Okay. Where you can see what's there, you know there's something going on. It gives it a rustic look because it's, you know, grungy and But we're definitely going to put some, I have some lace and some other edge pieces that I want to put on things. So we have green paper to match with this. So I got 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm looking to see if I can tell where we might need another piece of paper here. I have too much of one thing or the other. Maybe I got a gap over here. So there we go. There's how about that? Whoop, oh, good Lord. That would have been bad. That was so stuck together. I'm like, no. There's a lot of gluing going on. So I was like, There we go. And if they are sort of sticking out in random, it gives you that feel of a nice grungy, messy edges of a page, but then, you know, it's just paper. So we're getting a little bit of lovely, you know, texture and yumminess to the edge of our book pages without, you know, having to add a whole lot to them. So I'm loving it. I hope you're loving it. It's making me very happy that I came up with something, and hopefully it could have a little personality for someone to really enjoy in this new year. And with, you know, as the season continues on, since we're just now technically into winter, right? Well, half of us, most of us who watch me are in winter right now. Winter was, you know, at least, you know, if we can get full winter, it'd be great. We actually get snow and rain and, you know, proper necessities, but we are in that season, and so we need to continue to enjoy and celebrate that. So I love you all very much. I thank you so much for watching today on this lovely Wednesday as we're into the first week of January, and that you're having a wonderful, so far, new year. That things are coming along as blessings and lovely ordeals, and that you'll continue to watch me this new year. If you're new, there's plenty to binge watch, but hopefully you will jump in, and I will continue to try to remember to teach and explain and or just share what I've got going. And we will go from there. It's still cute. I really love it, but it's very Christmassy. I think I'm going to have to put it in my Christmas stash. I think it's going to have to go in my Christmas stash. Goodness, right? So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A cute little page pocket here that we're working with to fill in with little bits of little things. We've put pages in some of our pockets so we can write on it. And we are just trugging along, right? So love you all very much. Thank you so much for watching. So sorry about the movement. I will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.